Well, first of all, let me go back and explain the metaphor, Will, if you don't mind, for listeners. Um, I think you all remember the story of Peter Pan. It was a book first and then a stage play, and then Disney made an incredible animated movie about this character called Peter Pan. So if you remember the character, he flies across London into a home, sprinkles pixie dust everywhere. He can do things nobody else can do. At the same time, if you remember, Peter Pan wanted to stay in Neverland for all of his life. And Neverland was a place you didn't have to grow up. Boys never had to become men, girls never had to become women. So it's a little bit of a stretch, I admit it, because I don't think every Gen Zer is like this, but I believe they bring something with them that older generations don't have. There's an intuition about where culture's going. They have insight into the future. They can show us what tomorrow's consumer looks like. They're really savvy with smart technology and AI more than I am. And yet we continue to hear stories from managers where they go, you got to show up on time, Josh, or you, you gotta actually pay attention to the meeting and not be scrolling on your phone. So again, please forgive me, listeners, if I'm stereotyping, but there's an incredible thing going on that's both magic and tragic. And here's what it is. The age of authority seems to be decreasing, but the age of maturity seems to be increasing. So you can see how that's a source of frustration for both sides, by the way. Their Gen Z comes in and goes, why don't you get this, you 58-year-old that sort of thing. And we're going, why don't you look me in the eye and shake my hand when you start work? So we feel like a bunch of grandpas and they feel like a bunch of grandkids, I guess. But what's sad is they don't stay. Very often we lose them. Even if we don't lose them, we lose them, meaning they physically stay, but it's quiet quitting, or I'm still here, but I'm totally disengaged or mostly disengaged. And I think, well, here's the way I like to say it, Will. We don't know a lot about the future, but we know one thing. Gen Z is going to be there. We may not, but they're going to be here. So we owe it to invest in the inevitable, which is they will one day lead, and hopefully it's at our workplace. But I want to, this book is meant to be a field guide on doing the hard stuff that usually frustrates us instead of fascinates us. So that's my goal. Oh, and you asked for a story. I'm so sorry. Yeah, well, here's a great story. Growing Leaders, the organization I founded in 2003, and it was all about the next generation. So this is what I do. But I'll never forget hiring some very young, I mean, they were right out of college, 20 somethings. And they immediately saw, I mean, we need to digitize that. We need to do this. We need to do that. That system won't work, not for the future. And I was suffering from I don't know, we were putting up with some defects, the normalization of defects. So I would say I'm so glad I was in charge because I had some wisdom they didn't have. But I'm so glad this wise guy listened and wised up to listen to them, because sure enough, they were absolutely right about Habitudes Online and so many other things, the apps we now have. It was just fun to learn from the students, is a good way to say it.